How to deal with studying at home when there are a lot of distractions. Roommate can be ignored, but family can't be. I share room with my siblings. So obviously I've been in that situation also, and I tried to bring this topic up in front of Gunjan sir and see how Gunjan sir answers, and he answered perfectly well. Matter of fact, he brought a lot of things that we could have never thought of. But yes, let me put my personal opinion towards it as well, that what you should be doing if you're facing such kind of problems. Now Anayata, I'll say you one thing, that you're wrong, that family members cannot be ignored. Actually they can be ignored as well, and I would be saying that it is very very necessary to do that. Now, number one trick that every now and then I tell people, but I've never talked about it, summarizing it in one video, so let us discuss in this podcast. That is, you try to study at night. That definitely works. When I was preparing at my home, and I've given GATE 2016 sitting at my home only, at least for 1 month I was at my home. Not 1 month, I was for 2 months at my home. In GATE 2017 also, 1 month before the GATE examination, I was at my home only. So I do know how I used to prepare. I used to prepare mostly at night. Now definitely it is going to hamper your biological cycle, but you can fix that, let us say 15 days before the examination. And right now we all will agree that we are way too far away from the examination, right? So at this stage you can focus to study at night. If the situation is too bad and you are getting too much noise and some problem or the other by your family members, right, especially when the siblings are younger brothers or sisters, it is going to be an issue. That is one tip, that you start studying at night and study till, let's say, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and when the noise is highest you are actually sleeping. That is not going to be that much of an issue. Use earplugs or use cotton in your ear. I've done all of those. Matter of fact, I even bought that headphone that factory workers use now. I used that when I was at BARC training school to put it on my ear to keep the noise away. Another way is using white noise, that you are going to find hundreds of them on YouTube itself, or there are some apps also that are going to give you white noises. Basically what white noises are is that they are going to play some random sound, let us say airplane sound, or let us say sea sound, seashore sound. These kind of things are going to play in your ear continuously, which are not going to let other external sound besides you. What this does is that this repetitive sound actually does not disturb you, because every time we are having some sound or the other. Right now there's the sound of the fan that is running around over here, that is coming in my ear continuously, but it is not going to cause any problem because it is repetitive and my ears are just going to neglect it. I'm going to tell you this. You know, lifeguards that are sitting in front of sea or are there where the swimming pools are there, what are their purpose? They're there to save lives, right? If someone is drowning. So the problem is that if they keep on looking at the same place, now let us say that person is looking at straight, even if a person is drowning right in front of that person's eye, that person won't be able to find out that someone is drowning over there. You know why? Because that eye is trained to neglect whatever it is seeing for a long time. That is how our senses work. So that same thing happened. That is why what lifeguard will do is they're going to continuously sweep here and there, get themselves distraction, so that they find out any changes in whatever they are sensing. In a similar manner, your ears also work, that they are trained to sense change. But here we are going to give it whatever is constant, so that it does not figure out the change that is outside. So what I'm saying is that this white noise will be cancelled by your ear, and at the same time this white noise itself is cancelling what you're hearing from outside your earphone. So that is also definitely going to help. So tip number 1, study late at night. Tip number 2, use those ear muffs if possible. Or tip number 3, use white noise. These are the things that you can do. Now coming down to the practical aspects, obviously there will be siblings and there will be parents, and if your parents are giving you work every now and then, explain them properly that it is not possible right now. We are preparing for competitive examination. I've always said that your family actually has to work as a part of your team, that ultimately we all will be benefited, right? If you are going to crack the examination, the whole family is going to get benefited. So you have to let them know that it is a teamwork And if it is a teamwork, you guys of the you team members have to do things that I cannot afford to do right now. That is another thing that you can do. Your younger brothers and your younger sisters, I would say that instead of shouting at them or showing your anger, sit them down properly and explain it to them properly. Otherwise, there are always other things like, I do not know in this COVID situation that is possible or not, but a lot of people used to get membership of libraries, because library is probably the best place for you to study. I've done a lot of work in library back when I was in college, back when I was in BRC training school. That definitely works. Otherwise, I also used to do this when there were too much noise. Like I said, I was preparing for competitive examination from home also. And 3 days before the examination, there are guests at the house and there's always a problem. So I used to go to the terrace and study over there. There's always a solution. I'll tell you, there's always a solution. When I was living in a PG in Delhi, there used to be power cuts every now and then. And Delhi heat, everybody who has been in Delhi understands. Now the situation is better because of the whole situation. The climate is actually improving. But back then it was hot as hell. So what I used to do is that I used to go to the terrace, but the problem at terrace is the sun is scorching right now. So it is not possible to go to the terrace. So what I used to do is I used to study at the staircase. What I'm saying is there's always a way out. So you have to find, and please don't give excuses. I'm very happy that you brought this question up, but there are n number of solutions that I can give. There's always a way out.